Right, we are doing a deck profile for Nova Grapplers from Can't Fight Vanguard. So we're going to go through the deck and explain the mechanics of the deck and how it works, what it does. So you're starting off with 4 Lucky Girl, one of your stand triggers, grade 0, boost stand trigger plus 5,000. Then you're running 4 Shining Ladies. They are your crit trigger. Only one of the deck. And you're running 4 Ringo Claras. You're only allotted 4 heal triggers in the deck. This is all English cards, by the way. No Japanese cards here. Then you're running 4 Battleraizers. He is your starting Vanguard, and he is one of your other stand trigger. When you ride a grade 1 on top of him, he moves to rear guard. And when he boosts, he gives plus 3,000, plus his extra 3,000 from his effect, and then he shovels back into the deck. So you're not wasting a stand trigger because you're on your starting Vanguard. So you're still getting your maximum triggers out of the deck. Then, because you're losing a trigger from a soul card from him, we're running 4 Red Shoe Millie. We're using Red Shoe Millie over Rock the Wall because she's got a cooler artwork. She's exactly the same card from a different clan. She has no trigger, so it doesn't matter if you check her. She doesn't trigger anyway. Her effect is that when she's put into the Guardian Circle, instead of going to drop zone, she goes straight into the soul. So it helps fill up your soul, which is important. I'll explain why later on. You're running onto grade 1s now. We're running 4 Tough Boy. He's an 8k boost. Just a straight 8k boost. He's pretty damn good. You boost with him and you get the most out of your grades. We're running grade 1. We're running Screamin, Dancin, and Announcer Shout. He's a great one to start with, especially if you're going first, because you ride him out straight away. You can't attack on the first go, so you just rest him, ditch a card that you don't really want, and fish for something better from your deck, because you draw a card from your deck. So if you're going first when you can't attack, he's fantastic. Otherwise, he's just a 7k boost. We're running Claydon Mechanic, another grade 1, another 7k boost. When he's called to a rearguard circle, he unflips the card from your damage zone. Very important. I'll explain why later on. When you get to the grade 2s, we're running 4 King of Sword without the Queen of Heart, mostly because we're running the Red Shoe Millies over the Queen of Heart. The King of Sword is just just a regular 10k beat stick, grade 2, just to fill up the grade 2, so you draw something powerful. We're running 4 Brutal Jack. This is the reason why you need all that stuff previously to flip up your damage stuff, like the Claydon mechanics. When he comes in, he's 11k grade 2, which is massive. When he's boosted, he gets an extra 5k from his effect, but he has restraint. It means he can't attack unless you counterblast 1 to release his restraint. So you ride him or call him, you release the restraint, and then afterwards you call in the Claydon mechanics to flip that back up, so you've always got active damage in your damage zone to use his counterblast. Then we're running 4 Hungry Dumpty. He looks awesome. He does the exact same thing as the Claydon mechanic. When he's placed on the rear guard, if you have an Grappler Vanguard, choose a card from your damage zone and flip it face up. So he's your grade 2 version of that guy. He's got 2k more attack and he's got intercept rather than boost, so he's fairly good to leave out to help Brutal Jack's effect work. Now on to the grade 3s. We're running 4 Mr Invincible. The reason why we run the Red Shoe Millies from before, wherever she's gone, is she fills up the soul. Mr Invincible has a Soul Blast 8 and a Counter Blast of 5. If you do that, if you have the Soul Blast, the 8 soul and the 5 damage to Counter Blast, another reason why you flip him back up, so you've always got them active. When his attack hits, you may pay the cost. If you do, you stand all of your units. So you attack with your rear guards, and then your Vanguard with Mr Invincible. You then pay the cost, you stand all again, and you attack for a second time. So you pretty much are going to kill them if that happens. You use up their whole hand to guard and then some. And then we are running 1 Asura Kaiser because it's over in the UK. We're in the UK. We've only managed to import what we can from Singapore. We've only managed to get hold of 1 of him so far out of the booster box we bought. So we're running 1 Asura Kaiser. And then he's 11k. If his drive check, if his twin drive reveals a Nova Grappler unit, you may choose one of your rear guard and stand it. So pretty good. Usually try and run Mr Invincible, but he is a fairly good backup. I'd like to run 2 or 3 of him if I had more, but I don't. In its place, we're running a Stealth Dragon Voidmaster from the Nubatama clan. He's a Shadow Dragon. He is not to be used to Vanguard, obviously, because you don't get your triggers then. But as a rear guard, he has a Counterblast 1, which is cheap. Because this deck involves a lot of re-flipping the damage zone, it doesn't matter if you Counterblast for him, because you can flip back up. He's a fairly cheap Counterblast. If you pay the cost, when this attack hits, your opponent just chooses a random card and chooses a card from their hand and discards it. He's a 9k grade 3, so he's just to fill up the space really. I could run maybe another. I mean, I'm running everything in 4s apart from the Asura Kaiser. Obviously, I said we haven't got any more Asura Kaiser, so we really haven't got anything better than him right now. He's a fairly good card. He's got a fairly good effect. I would probably like to trade with Aiden over in the corner. Drop 1 King of Sword, 1 more of him, so I can hit a grade 3 better. So yeah, that's the deck. That's what we've got so far from the UK. I'll post the deck list in the description. Rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. Cheers. Thank you very much.